We continue with Holy Bible reading to request divine union, THEOSIS. This is part 31. And we continue with Numbers of the Old Testament, chapter 2. The leadership and tribes in camp. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Let the children of Israel, each man according to his division and military standard," meaning the banner, "camp outside according to their fathers' houses, around and facing the tabernacle of testimony. Those camping first and on the east side shall be the division of Judah with their army. And the ruler of the children of Judah shall be Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. His army was numbered at 74,600. Those camping next to Judah shall be the tribe of Issachar. And the ruler of the children of Issachar shall be Nethanel, son of Zuar. His army was numbered at 54,400. Also camping next to Judah shall be the tribe of Zebulun, and the ruler of the children of Zebulun shall be Eliab, the son of Helon. His army was numbered at 57,400. All those numbered in the armies from the camp of Judah were 186,400. These shall break camp first. On the south side shall be the division of the camp of Reuben with their army, and the ruler of the children of Reuben shall be Elizur, the son of Shedeur. His army was numbered at 46,500. Those camping next to Reuben shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the ruler of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. His army was numbered at 59,300. Also camping next to Reuben shall be the tribe of Gad, and the ruler of the children of Gad shall be Eliasaph, the son of Reuel. His army was numbered at 45,650. All those numbered in the armies from the camp of Reuben were 151,450. They shall be the second to break camp. Then the tabernacle of testimony shall move out with the camp of the Levites in the middle of the camp as they camp. So they shall break camp, each one next by regiment. On the west side shall be the division of the camp of Ephraim with their army, and the ruler of the children of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Amilhud. His army was numbered at 40,500. Those camping next to Ephraim shall be the tribe of Manasseh, and the ruler of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedahzur. His army was numbered at 32,200. Also camping next to Ephraim shall be the tribe of Benjamin, and the ruler of the children of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni. His army was numbered at 35,400. All those numbered in their armies from the camp of Ephraim were 108,100. They shall be the third to break camp. On the north side shall be the division of the camp of Dan with their army, and the ruler of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. His army was numbered at 62,700. Those camping next to Dan shall be the tribe of Asher, and the ruler of the children of Asher shall be Pagiel, the son of Okran. His army was numbered at 41,500. Also camping next to Dan shall be the tribe of Naphtali, and the ruler of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahira, the son of Enan. His army was numbered at 53,400. All those numbered in the armies with Dan were 157,600. They shall break camp last with their divisions. This numbering of the children of Israel was according to their fathers' houses. All the numbering of the camps with their armies was 603,550. But the Levites were not numbered with them, as the Lord commanded Moses. Thus the children of Israel did all the Lord commanded Moses, so they camped according to their divisions. Thus they broke camp each day by his family according to their fathers' houses. You'll notice that their camp was in the shape of a cross, east, south, west, and north, and the tabernacle was in the center. Chapter 3, Sons of Aaron. Now these are the genealogies of Aaron and Moses when the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priests, whom he consecrated to minister as priests. Nadab and Abihu had died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So Eleazar and Ithamar ministered as priests with Aaron their father. Levites serve in the tabernacle. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Bring the tribe of Levi near and present them before Aaron the priest, so they may minister liturgically with him. They shall perform duties for him and for the children of Israel before the tabernacle of testimony, according to all the works of the tabernacle. They shall also perform duties for all the furnishings of the tabernacle of testimony for all the children of Israel, according to all the works of the tabernacle. Thus you shall assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons the priests. They are given entirely to me from the children of Israel, and you shall appoint Aaron and his sons over the tabernacle of testimony, and they shall guard their priesthood and all the things related to the altar and within the veil. But the foreigner who touches these things shall be put to death." Moreover, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Now behold, I myself have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of every firstborn who opens the womb among the children of Israel. The Levites shall be a ransom from them, therefore they shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. On the day I struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified to myself all the firstborn in Israel, from man to cattle. They shall be mine. I am the Lord." Census of the Levites. Furthermore, the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, "Number the children of Levi by their fathers' houses, by their tribes, by their families. You shall number every male from a month old and above." So Moses and Aaron numbered them according to their voice of the Lord, in the manner the Lord commanded them. They are the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershon by their tribe: Libni and Shimei, and the sons of Kohath by their families: Amram, Izahar, Hebron, and Uziel. And the sons of Merari by their families: Mahli and Mushi. These are the tribes of the Levites by their fathers' houses. From Gershon came the tribe of the Libnites and the Shimites. These are the families of the Gershonites. Their census, according to the number of all the males from a month old and above, was 7,500. The children of the Gershonites were to camp behind the tabernacle along the west side. And the ruler of the father's house of the tribe of Gershon was Eliasaph, the son of Lael. The charge of the children of Gershon in the tabernacle of testimony included the overall covering of the tabernacle and the screen for the door of the tabernacle of testimony, and the curtains of the court and the screen for the gate of the court by the tabernacle and the rest of all its works. From Kohath came the tribes of the Amramites, the Isharites, the Hebronites, the Uzielites. These are the tribes of the Kohathites. Their census, according to the number of all the males from a month old and above, was 8,600, keeping charge of the holy things. The tribes of the children of Kohath were to camp along the south side of the tabernacle, and the ruler of the house of the families of the Kohathites tribes was Elizaphan, the son of Uziel. Their charge includes the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the utensils of the holy place with which they ministered liturgically, the screen, and all their works. Now the ruler over the rulers of the Levites was Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest. He was appointed to be in charge of those responsible for the holy things. From Merari came the tribe of the Mahlites and the tribe of the Mushites. These were the tribes of Merari. Their census, according to the number of all the males from a month old and above, was 6,500. And the ruler of the house of the families of the Merari tribe was Zuriel, the son of Abihail. These were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle the appointed deity of the children of Merari, including the pillars of the tabernacle and the bars, the columns and the bases, and all their furnishings and works, and the pillars of the court all around, with their bases, pegs, and cords. Those camped in front of the tabernacle of testimony on the east were Moses, Aaron, and his sons, performing the guard duties of the holy place on behalf of the children of Israel. But the foreigner who touches these things shall be put to death. The entire census of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron numbered by the voice of the Lord, by their tribes, all the males from a month old and above, was 22,000. Levites dedicated, replacing the firstborn. Again the Lord said to Moses, "Take a census of all the firstborn males of the children of Israel from a month old and above, and take the number of their names. You shall take the Levites for me, I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of all the firstborn cattle among the children of Israel." So Moses took the census of all the firstborn among the children of Israel in the manner the Lord commanded him. Thus all the firstborn males, according to the number of names from a month old and above, from the census was 22,273. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle. The Levites shall be mine, I am the Lord. But for the redemption of the 227 firstborn from the children of Israel who are more in number than the Levites, you shall take 5 shekels for each one individually. You shall take them according to the holy didrachma, the 20 obols of the shekel. Then you shall give the silver with which the excess number of them is redeemed to Aaron and his sons." So Moses took the silver, the redemption of those who exceeded the number, for the redemption of the Levites. From the firstborn of the children of Israel, he took the silver, 1,365 shekels according to the holy shekel. Then Moses gave their redemption money for those in excess to Aaron and his sons, according to the voice of the Lord, in the manner the Lord commanded Moses. The service of the sons of Kohath, chapter 4. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Take a sum total of the sons of Kohath from among the children of Levi, by their tribes and the houses of their families, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who enter liturgical service to do all the works in the tabernacle of testimony. These are the works, the most holy things of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of testimony. When the camp prepares to journey, Aaron and his sons shall enter and take down the overshadowing veil and cover the ark of the testimony with it. Then they shall put it on a blue leather covering, and on top of this they shall spread an entirely blue cloth, and then insert the carrying poles. On the table of presentation they shall spread a cloth all of purple, and put on it the dishes, the censers, the cups, and the bowls of pouring, the drink offerings, and the perpetual loaves shall be on it. They shall spread over it a scarlet cloth, and they shall cover it with a blue leather covering, and then insert its carrying poles. Then they shall take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand of the light with its lamps, its wick trimmers, its funnels, and all its oil vessels with which they minister liturgically. Then they shall put it with all its vessels in a covering of blue leather, and put it on a carrying pole. Cover the golden altar. They shall spread over the golden altar. They should spread a blue cloth, and they shall cover it with a covering of blue leather, and then insert its carrying poles. Then they shall take all the vessels for liturgical service with which they minister liturgically in the holy things, put them in a blue cloth, cover them with blue leather covering, put them on carrying poles. Also they should put the covering on the altar and spread a cloth entirely of purple over it. They shall put on it all its vessels with which they minister liturgically there, the fire pans, the forks, the bowls, the cover, and all the vessels of the altar, and they shall spread on it a covering of blue leather, and insert its carrying poles. Then they shall spread on it a blue leather cover, and insert its carrying poles. After this they shall take a purple cloth to cover the laver and its base, and put them into a blue leather cover, and then put them on carrying poles. Then after Aaron and his sons finish covering the holy things and all the holy vessels, when the camp is set up to go, then the sons of Kohath shall enter to carry them. They shall not touch the holy things lest they die. They are the things in the tabernacle of testimony the sons of Kohath are to carry. The overseer is Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest. The oil for the light, the incense compound, the daily grain offering, the anointing oil, the oversight of all the tabernacle, and whatever is in it, in the holy place with all its works. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, Do not destroy the tribe of the Kohathite families from among the Levites, but do this in regard to them, so that they may live and not die when they approach the most holy things. Aaron and his sons shall go in and appoint each of them according to his transport duty, but they shall not go in unexpectedly to watch the holy things lest they die. Service of the sons of Gershon. When the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also take a census of the sons of Gershon by their fathers' houses, according to their tribes, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old. You shall take a census of them, all who enter to minister liturgically, to do its works in the tabernacle of testimony. This is the liturgical service of the tribe of the Gershonites, in serving liturgically and in carrying. They shall carry the curtains of the tabernacle and the tabernacle of testimony with its covering, the covering of blue leather over it, the screen for the door of the tabernacle of testimony, the curtains of the court, which are around the tabernacle of testimony, and all the abundance of liturgical vessels with which they minister liturgically. So shall they do. Aaron and his sons shall assign all the liturgical service of the sons of the Gershonites according to all their liturgical service, and all the things to be carried by them. You shall assign them by name, with all the matters to be carried by them. This is the liturgical service of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of testimony, and their duties shall be under the authority of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. Service of the sons of Merari. As for the sons of Merari, you shall number them by their tribes and their fathers' houses, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old. You shall number them, everyone who enters the liturgical service to do the work of the tabernacle of testimony. These things to be carried by them are the duties relative to all their works in the tabernacle of testimony, the capitals of the tabernacle and its bars, pillars, bases, and the screen. They shall also carry the bases, the pillars, and the screens of the door of the tabernacle, and the pillars around the court with their bases and pillars of the screens of the courtyard gate, and their bases, pegs, and cords, with all their vessels and liturgical things, and you shall assign them by name all the vessels they are responsible to carry. This is the liturgical service of the tribe of the sons of Merari in all their works for the tabernacle of testimony under the authority of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. Census of the Levites. Thus Moses and Aaron and the rulers of the congregation took a census of the sons of the Kohathites by their tribes and their fathers' houses, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old. Everyone who entered the liturgical service for work in the tabernacle of testimony, their numbering according to their tribes, was 2,750. This is the numbering of the tribe of the Kohathites, all who were serving liturgically in the tabernacle of testimony, whom Moses and Aaron numbered by the voice of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Those numbered of the sons of Gershon by their tribes and their fathers' houses, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old, everyone entering the liturgical service to do the works in the tabernacle of testimony, those numbered by their tribes and their fathers' houses were 2,630. This was the census of the tribe of the sons of Gershon, everyone serving in the tabernacle of testimony, whom Moses and Aaron numbered by the voice of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Those numbered of the tribe of the sons of Merari, who were numbered by their tribes and their fathers' houses, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old, everyone entering the liturgical service for the works of the tabernacle of testimony, those numbered by their tribes and their fathers' houses, were 3,200. This was the census of the tribe of the sons of Merari, whom Moses and Aaron numbered by the voice of the Lord by the hand of Moses. All who were numbered of the Levites, whom Moses, Aaron, and the rulers of Israel numbered by their tribes and their fathers' houses, from 25 years old and above, even to 50 years old, everyone entering for the task of works and the works of carrying the things in the tabernacle of testimony, those numbered were 8,580. By the voice of the Lord and by the hand of Moses they were numbered, each man according to his works and according to his task. Thus they were numbered by him in the manner the Lord commanded Moses. Chapter 5. The unclean are isolated. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel to put out of the camp every leper, everyone who has an involuntary discharge of semen, and whoever becomes defiled by a corpse. You shall put out both male and female. You shall put them outside the camp, so they may not defile their camp, in the midst of which I dwell. So the children of Israel did so, and sent them outside the camp, as the Lord spoke to Moses, so the children of Israel did. Confession and restitution. We see that confession was from the Old Testament here at the time of Moses. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, When a man or woman commits one of the sins that humans commit, and actually disregard a neighbor, that soul has committed a trespass. Then he shall confess openly the sin he committed. He shall make restitution for his trespass in the capital amount, plus 1/5 of it, and repay the one he wronged. But if a man has no close relative to make restitution on his behalf for the trespass, the restitution for the wrong shall go to the Lord of the priest. Shall go to the Lord for the priest, in addition to the ram of the atonement with which atonement is made for him, every offering that is sanctified among the children of Israel, which they bring to the Lord for the priest, shall be his. So the sanctified offerings of each man shall be his, whatever any man gives the priest shall be his. Unfaithful wives. Moreover, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, If any man's wife commits transgression and disregards and despises him, and someone has sexual intercourse with her, and she conceals it from her husband and keeps it hidden, that she is defiled, and there was no witness against her, nor was she caught. And if a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife who is defiled, or if a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife, although she is not defiled, then the man shall bring his wife to the priest. He shall bring the gift required for her, 1/10 of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil on it, and put no frankincense on it, because it is a grain offering of jealousy, an offering for remembering, for bringing sin to remembrance. Then the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. The priest shall take clean running water. Be careful now. This is the living water. This is the living water, okay, which signifies, of course, symbolizes Christ. The living water, and what was able to, the living water was a judgment, okay? The priest shall take clean running water in an earthen vessel, and take some of the dust on the floor of the tabernacle of testimony, and throw it into the water. Then the priest shall stand the woman before the Lord, uncover the woman's head, and put the sacrifice for remembering in her hands, which is the grain offering of jealousy. And the priest shall have in his hand the water of conviction that brings a curse. Then the priest shall put her under oath, and say to the woman, If no man has lain with you, and if you have not committed transgression to be defiled while under your husband's jurisdiction, be innocent from this water of conviction that brings a curse. But if you committed transgression and defiled yourself under your husband's jurisdiction with some man other than your husband, had sexual relations with you, then the priest shall put the woman under oath by the words of the oath of this curse. And the priest shall say to the woman, The Lord make you a curse and an oath among your people, when the Lord makes your thigh rot and your belly swell. And may this water that causes this curse go into your stomach, and make your belly swell and your thigh rot. Then the woman shall say, May it be so. Then the priest shall write these curses in a book, and wipe them off into the water of conviction that brings a curse. Then he shall give the woman a drink of this water of conviction that brings a curse, and it shall enter her. Then the priest shall take the grain offering of jealousy from the woman's hand, put the sacrifice before the Lord, and bring it to the altar. And the priest shall take a handful of the sacrifice as its memorial portion, offer it on the altar, and afterward give the woman the water to drink. So it shall be, if she is defiled, but kept it hidden from her husband, then the water of conviction that brings a curse will enter her, and her belly will swell, her thigh will rot, and the woman will become a curse among her people. But if a woman is not defiled, but is clean, then she shall be innocent and may conceive children. This is the law of jealousy, when a wife, while under her husband's jurisdiction, transgresses and defiles herself, or when the spirit of jealousy comes upon a man, and he becomes jealous of his wife. There he shall stand the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute all this law upon her. Then the man shall be innocent of guilt, but the woman shall bear her guilt. And we're continuing with this tomorrow, and now we go to Luke chapter 15, the lost sheep. Chapter 15 of Luke. Then all the tax collectors and the sinners drew near to him to hear him. And the Pharisees and scribes complained, saying, This man receives sinners and eats with them. So he spoke this parable to them, saying, What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulder, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. I say to you that likewise there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 just persons who need no repentance. The lost coin. Or what woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls her friends and neighbors together, saying, Rejoice with me, for I have found the piece which I lost. Likewise, I say to you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. The prodigal son. Then he said, A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that fall to me. So he divided to them his livelihood, and not many days after the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possession with prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. And he arose and came to his father, but when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet, and bring the fatted calf here, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to be merry. Now his older son was in the field, and he came and drew near the house. He heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said to him, Your brother has come, and because he has received him safe and sound, your father has killed the fatted calf. But he was angry and would not go in. Therefore his father came out and pleaded with him. So he answered and said to his father, Lo, these many years I have been serving you. I never transgressed your commandment at any time. And yet you never gave me a young goat, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this son of yours comes, who has devoured your livelihood with harlots, you killed the fatted calf for him. And he said to him, Son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. It was right that we should make merry and be glad, for your brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. Chapter 16. The unjust steward. He also said to his disciples, there was a certain rich man who had a steward, and an accusation was brought to him that this man was wasting his goods. So he called him and said to him, what is this that I heard about you? Give an account of your stewardship so that you can no longer be steward. For you can no longer be steward. Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my master is taking the stewardship away from me. I cannot dig. I am ashamed to beg. I have resolved what to do, that when I am put out of the stewardship, they may receive me into their houses. So he called every one of his master's debtors to him and said to the first, how much do you owe the master? And he said, 100 measures of oil. So he said to him, take your bill and sit down quickly and write 50. Then he said to another, how much do you owe? He said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said to him, take your bill and write 80. So the master commended the unjust steward because he had dealt shrewdly, for the sons of this world are more shrewd in their generation than the sons of light. And I say to you, make friends for yourselves by unrighteous mammon, that when you fail, they may receive you into an everlasting home. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much, and he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. Therefore, if you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? And if you have not been faithful in what is another man's, who will give you what is your own? No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Press for the kingdom. Now the Pharisees, who were lovers of money, also heard all these things, and they derided him. And he said to them, you are those who justify yourselves before men, but God knows your hearts. For what is highly esteemed among men is abhorrent in the sight of God. The law and the prophets were until John. Since that time the kingdom of God has been preached, and everyone is pressing into it. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass away than for one tittle of the law to fail. Whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery, and whoever marries her who is divorced from her husband commits adultery. The rich man and Lazarus. There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. But there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, full of sores, who was laid at his gate, desiring to be fed by the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So it was that the beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And being in torment in Hades, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Then he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted and you are tormented. And besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that those who want to pass from here to you cannot, nor can those from there pass to us. Then he said, I beg you therefore, Father, that you would send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that he may testify to them, lest they also come to this place of torment. Abraham said to him, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, No, Father Abraham, but if one goes to them from the dead, they will repent. But he said to them, If they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rise from the dead. And we'll continue tomorrow with reading the Holy Bible. God bless you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.